figure this, figure that, the Don's Figure Chat. This time it's Project Legacy. I'll explain that as we go along. It's a concept me and Grant came up a while ago to start doing something like that, but this was the perfect opportunity. Excuse if I look like I'm sleeping. Grant just said I look like I'm sleeping. It's not. It's because I'm looking down and reading what's on the page in front of me. So, excuse me, I am wide awake. Just bear with me. It says here, firstly, to thank my family and friends. I think you can only imagine how much I owe to family and friends, especially my mom and dad, and the rest of the sisters and their families. There's 4 sisters. My mom, her twins, identical twin, and there's 2 sisters to the youngest, and their families. They rallied around me, and from the day of the accident, just took me forward and bore me in their arms. There's no other words. They were around me like, unless you were there. And then there's Debbie and Grant. Now, I've known Grant a long time. We're only going back from the date of the accident, but he was the first person, the first guy I phoned on the day I got the off-duty traffic cop. Not knowing if my ex was alive or dead, not knowing what was happening with me. I'm in the hospital, been hit by a car. I phoned Grant. Grant then phones my mom and dad. To cut a long story short, because Grant's going to be dragging these stories out of me over the 2 years I was in the government hospitals, because we'll explain that why I didn't have medical insurance and only went in the private hospitals once third party took over, but that's a whole nother episode. This was just to say thank you to my family and friends who stood by me, got me through everything. I've got a particular girl cousin that lives up in Joburg. She knows who she is. Just the best family and the best friends anyone could ever ask for. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't be alive today from that day's accident if it wasn't for you. So that's out the way. And then I've got the back chat, which there's a whole group of friends of us that help each other through shit. It was them that bought me the diorama as a present that IC Customs made from Steve Webber, which was really, for me, it was quite a high accolade. I've never had someone do that for me like that. I mean, we've never met in person, but we've spoken for years, basically 2 years, 2.5 years. And they're just a bunch of great guys, and everyone has problems, doesn't matter if you're young or old. So we've been able to talk about it there. So the back chat guys, you know you are. Bottom of my heart, love you gents, and thanks for helping me through thick and thin. And I know you'll be on the channel giving me shit later on, but that's okay, because I'm going to kill yous anyway. But that doesn't matter right now. The groups, they've meant a lot to me over the last few years, especially since my mom passed. The groups were like a place I could go to in safety. You are who you are in the groups. You're taken on your word and on your reputation. And it takes a lot to get there in the groups. I must admit, you'll be introduced to the groups through the segments of videos, and you'll see they're good folk. I could tell you stories, which I will, of them helping other collectors in their time of need. The collectors have all stood together. But then there's the horrible side as well. You get idiots in every game. But to the collectors who I've made friends with in the groups, who've spoken to me, I've spoken to them on Messenger, who I've made friends with. Again, you guys rock on, Best place to be in the groups. Okay, now before I explain the format of what we're going to be doing, I thought I'd explain Project Legacy. So Project Legacy, we were talking the other day. Grant's got a dodgy ticker. He's had a heart valve replacement. So, you've got to expect the worst at any time, because he knows for Prime how it can, a quarter of a second changes your life. Me, I had the accident, and I've had this number of operations which you'll find out about and I'm telling you, this is double figures high, major operations that they've done on me to save my legs, my spine, my So and then I was thinking, okay, well, maybe that's going to take me early. Hopefully not before my dad goes, because I've just lost my mom, which was a body blow, a real body blow, and I just can't even think of losing my dad right now. But we're in scary times. So legacy, we thought, would be for our children's children to look back and look at these two idiots trying to do a YouTube channel. And obviously the figures and my collection mania is the thing to focus on, and Grant wants to run his project alongside. Because I know it's about me, but it's very interesting just what happened amongst people. The stories are immense. It's like people stepping forward and saying, I'll be there, and they were there, you know? It was rough times, It was really rough times. My ex was in a coma. I tried to save her. It's a long story. You'll get that in the process. But so we thought we'd leave a legacy for our kids to watch. I don't even know if I can mention their names, but there's two girls and there's a boy, and the boy's got a girl, if that makes sense. So the four are my children, where with Grant, he doesn't really know my son's other half that well yet. They're friends, but they've just really met kind of thing anyway. But the other two are his, two awesome, don't mess with the Zohan and the kicks. You'll see me advertising my son's tattoo studio, my son and his partner in life and partner in crime. They run a tattoo studio here in the Vale, are both tattooists in Ballock. So this is like an introduction of myself. I'm Dale from Hot Toys Not Toys group, Dale Innes, the Don. You'll see me hanging around there, giving an odd comment. Lately I've been off it because it's been a time and a half since Christmas. I got invaded, and it's been stories to come. So I was just going to go over, I suppose everyone got into this hobby. For me, it was started with Action Men, Action Men, the Beano, the Dandy. Living in Sunderland growing up before we went to South Africa. Then we went to South Africa, and South Africa didn't have TV when we got there. They only got TV in 76, we got there 75. And then it was, the main language was Afrikaans, so you had one night, half it was supposed to be, one night English, one night Afrikaans. And the weekend was either English or Afrikaans. That was our TV. And it was only on a certain time, and that was it. So it was, we'd left all my Action Men and all that, the tanks, the helicopters, all the odds and sods. We'd left that in England when we went to South Africa. Don't know why. My mom's, we still think, why did we leave that? That's how I got into it. That, collecting comics at CNA, because we were under sanctions as well, if you remember right. South Africa was under sanctions because of apartheid, which I didn't even know about in those days. I mean, I was a fresh, snot-nosed kid in South Africa from Sunderland. Pale skin, a soap peel in Joburg, we went to one of the hardest suburbs in Joburg, which was Yeovil, the Yeovil manna, the Yeovil boys, the Yeovil O's. But that's how I got into it. I got into art that way as well, thinking, that's sweet, thinking about, I used to copy drawings from the comics, and that's how I got my love of art, the love of pop art, the love of comic art, and from there it was just more comics, more graphic novels. So all through my life I've been in and out the ARC game, or the collecting game of comics. You'll see the Ficino Galamo collection I've got, which is paper mache cars, and where you see the detail, paper mache cars sprayed with polyurethane. Ficino Galamo, his name is. He's really good. His stuff's really good. He even does half scale stuff. He does quarter scale stuff. Yeah, I know, he's good. He's good. So that's how I got into ending up here with this collection. I joined the groups about 5 years ago. Since then we've just taken off. Well, I've got on with quite mostly everyone in the groups because we've all got the same interests. So yeah, we're all after the same thing, you know, that new figure. That figure, your grail piece maybe even, that's maybe, oh, there's my grail piece, but I can't get that right now, wrong time, the month, this, that. So yeah, the groups are cool, eh? The groups are very lucky to be in. So there's also all my collections. I've got quite a few. I had a blade collection that I've always collected blades, fixed folders. I got into sword canes. Sorry, I'm waving this around. I got into sword canes after I became disabled. 21 years ago, I got into the sword canes. And it was all of the one family in KwaZulu-Natal. A son, two sons and a dad. Brilliant. Members of the guild, the Knife Makers Guild of South Africa, which is, it's quite hard to get in. I've seen the work they have to produce to get in, you know, to enter, to be approved to become a guild member. So yeah, it's quite prestigious is the word. So yeah, I'm just looking down now. I'm not falling asleep. Don't think that. I'm just looking down to see if there's anything in. Yeah, I've also got my books. I'm an avid reader. I've read all my life. My local library as a kid gave me their copy of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl because I took it out so many times. They gave it to me. So I've always been an avid reader. I'm very well read. I've read a lot and a lot. I've stopped reading nowadays mostly because I outread myself from the accident, being in hospital all those years. You outread yourself. So I was reading 2 books a day. It was just, I think if you're a reader, you know what I mean, you know, and I think I've outread myself. I've outread myself out of my love because of the accident. It was too early to be in that position where you could read everything you could read. So yeah, I collect Edson, JT Edson, for his descriptions of the guns and the firearms. He's very detailed. Lola Moore, Western as well, for the country. He describes the country so well because he's walked it and been there. Wilbur Smith, which of course is South Africa. If ever you do yourself a favor and read some Wilbur Smith books if you're interested in Africa as a whole. He goes into the history. There's the one trilogy that starts about the Courtney family, particularly Sean Courtney. It's called When a Lion Feeds, The Sound of Thunder, and When a Sparrow Falls. And When a Sparrow Falls was banned in South Africa right up until, I think President de Klerk took charge. So that's a long way. Obviously we read it, we got it from other countries sent to us, but yeah. So yeah, and I've got a huge collection of graphic novels as well. Huge. So if any, the Ficino cars, if you want to go more into the blade aspect, I've got the Eagle Moss figures. I've got about 60 of those. What else have I got? The Arcs, Wolverine, Batman. I've got all of the Ultimate Spider-Man. And beautiful artwork. Well, you all know what the artwork is like today. That's why I collect arcs and graphic novels, is solely for the artwork. Batman for the stories and the artwork. So yeah, that's the format of the group of this channel is going to be Grant running his project alongside my project of the figures. It's just going to be me talking shit about the figures, telling you what I think about them, why I got them basically, and obviously, if you want to call it figure reviews, the reviews will get better. I think they'll get funnier as I get used to the new medium, and they'll get more professional, obviously, because we'll have better equipment. Yeah, so please subscribe and like. I think you'll enjoy the journey of the figures and my stories. I'm going to try and leave a lot of tips and tricks segments for the newbies that enter into and want to maybe get into the hobby. And I know for a fact if they newbies write in or they go to the groups and join a group, they'll have their questions answered big time, because the guys are like that. For the most, they are genuine good guys that are collectors like you and me. So yeah, I love it all. I love all my collections equally, except my hot toys. That maybe it's a bit more attention nowadays. And I want you to just maybe enjoy this terrific story, because it's I think going to be told in a good way, in a nice way. You know, it's going to be a lot of hospital humor. So if you don't like hospital humor, I'm sorry. We say things, we'd rather laugh about it than cry. So you get used to laughing at horrific incidents. Otherwise, you'll just sit down and cry and think, well, what's the use? What's the use? I might as well give up now, eh? But you don't, obviously. And I tell you what, I've been in hospital a long time, and almost everyone that comes in there, because I get a lot of people saying to me, I don't know how you coped. But you get a lot of young kids, you get a lot of oldish men, you get a lot of old men coming in there, and you see them all dig deep. All of them dig deep when it's time to dig. So I've got no issues whatsoever knowing that for the most part, you people out there, yous will dig deep if anything, bless your hearts, if anything horrible happens. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, you lose all your hair, your teeth take effect from the meds, but other than that, life's, you know what I mean? You get on with it, eh? You get on with it. Otherwise, you got to give up, and that's not a good thing, eh? For anyone. But I have been lost this last 2 years since my mom passed. Yeah, I miss my dad. He's up in, yeah, he's somewhere else, but he's close. But this old COVID has messed our arrangements up, so to speak. So yeah, that's why we're here, to do the figure reviews, tips and tricks, and a bit of my life through Grant's eyes and his girl's eyes, from the day of the accident and what it all entailed. So please hit subscribe and like. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction. I hope I haven't bored you stiffness. We're both nice guys. We've both been through a lot. There's a lot of mental health issues as well. You know, no one escapes mental health. It's scary to talk about, but you don't escape it. Sometime during your time in life, be you young or old, you'll have to face some mental issue. And if you come from good stock and you've got good parents and they've brought you up right and you've done the right thing, even if you've been a bit naughty at times, that's sweet. You'll dig deep and you'll cope. It's just the way things are. Life is like that. So yeah, I didn't want to end on a bummer. So yeah, look forward to a lot more members, all of you joining the groups and having a jaw. Maybe some of you start off now as new collectors because of what I'm showing you. That will also be a jaw, because, yeah, I love figures. But grandkids and kids, these videos are meant for yous. I can see your dad nodding in the background. These are meant for yous. So you can look back and say, look at these two idiots. Can you hear them? Can you look at them? And yeah, that's what we're hoping for. And the legacy, it's a nice way of leaving a legacy, you know, of who you were and what you did on YouTube for your grandkids to see. I think so anyway. Anyway, I've said too much. I've spoken shit for too long. I'll leave it there. Please hit, again, subscribe and like. Join us on the journey. Figure this, figure that. The Don. Peace out. Yeah. Testing, 1, 2, 3. How's it, my fellow collectors and hobbyists? Welcome to a diorama edition of Figure This, Figure That, the Don's 1/6 figure chat. Right, so this is a diorama. I'm in a group chat called the Bat Chat. It's all bat aficionados that love the bat. And yeah, they all clubbed together and bought me this. I'll tell you what it says on the plaque on the side. This was a present from the lads. I don't know if you can see that. How's it, Dale? Hope this makes you cry every time you look at it from your favorite collectors. Yeah, I nearly started crying there. Grant says it might be emotional. Yeah, so this was a present from them. As I say, these gargoyles are magnetic. These things on top here are interchangeable with these below, so they're also on magnets. Let me show you some of the detail of the windows and the latticing. I'll turn the lights on for you just now and you can see it with the lights on, but it really is a work of art on its own, eh? And it's massive, massive. You can see maybe this gargoyle in better light. You see him there? And you go around the side, which is just brick wall. There's the vents. There he is in all his glory. But yeah, they clubbed together and they bought me this as a present. This is how it looks with just 2 figures on. That's another. This diorama was built by a guy called Steve Weber from IC Customs. I'll tell you how to get hold of him when I do the whole discussion of 1/6 online buyers and stuff like that. So that'll be in tips and tricks. But for now, this is the DX12 and Selena Kyle on a diorama built by IC Customs. And if Grant can hand me a piece of paper, these are the guys I'd really like to thank, because I don't think I ever got to thank them in the groups. And it is Adam Clayton, Brett Little, Darren Harity, Flash Sawyer, James Corton, Joe Libner, Kevin Clarkson, Matt Moore, Robert Carter, Sean Fumage, and Steve Yu. These are the guys that had this made for me, the guys from the Bat Chat. Yeah, it was an emotional moment when I unboxed it. It really is a work of art. Eh? Thanks, lads, from the bottom of my heart. You know how much yous have saved me over the years. We've all helped each other. It's been dope. It's been really good. I check the Bat Chat every day for news, and yeah, no, it's just excellent. Yous are a great bunch of lads. I couldn't respect yous or love yous any more than I already do, but big love to all of you. You really are special people. That pedestal at the back was another diorama built by Steve Weber for my Spider-Man figure, but it fits so perfectly on this other diorama that he made, that I can fit it and use them both together. So while I'm in there, let me turn on the lights quickly. And there we go. Lights on. Camera action rolling. That's with the lights on. So you can imagine this in a cabinet. Couple of figures on. Remote control lighting. Oh, beast. Beast, I say, beast. Yeah, and those gargoyles, they just magnetize on the side. Everything's got magnets to hold it in place. It's quite impressive, eh, my fellow collectors? Quite impressive. You quite jealous? Hit up Steve Weber from IC Customs. He makes all sorts of dioramas. Or one of my good mates, Brett Little, from Batastic Customs. He also makes amazing dioramas. There's so many good people out there. I'll show you how to get introduced to the various diorama makers and how to get in contact and the whole thing. So that'll be for another video. Let me just turn these lights off quickly. Sorry for the poor camera work. But yeah, we've just had a litany of devices failing on us. GoPros, the light. Oh man, it's been a nightmare. They must all have COVID. Oh, it's not a joking matter. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with my diorama with Batman Selena Kylon, looking great. One day I hope to have it in the cabinet and all set up. Yeah, so for now, let's figure this, figure that. The Don says, peace out. You there?
Started again? Yeah, I've just started.
16, 1, 2, 3. Figure this, figure that. The Don's Figure Chat. How's it all? I've just come off an emotional roller coaster ride with my doctor and yeah, various other members of the practice. So forgive me if I look a lot emotional or if I start punching people while they come and approach me. Yeah, no. How's it everyone? I hope everything's going well. I know times are a bit tough right now. I just wanted to go back to the story of the diorama from my friends. It came with a letter that I had to open. But now, first of all, I'd had a message from Matt saying to me, do you trust me, Dale? I says, yeah. He says, okay, give me your address because we're going to send something. So I said, yeah, okay. Opened the door for the postman. It was this big, massive box, man, the size of a coffee table. I'm thinking, what the hell is this? So there was a letter outside of the taped to the actual parcel, and it says, Dale, before you do anything else, you need to grab your phone, set it to video, sit down somewhere comfortable, and record yourself opening this box. All become very clear soon. The boys from the back chat. Right, so then I spoke to the lads in the back chat and they said to me, no, there's another letter inside the box. Open that first, but you've got to video yourself while you're doing it, you know, as I just read. So this was on the inside. Now you must know, I'm starting to realize something's amiss here. I'm getting something special, you know. Read this aloud, it says. Read this aloud while I'm on video. Dear Dale, if I start crying, it's because this message is rather inspirational. Grant's already laughing. Okay, dear Dale, first of all, you should know that we wanted to be there to hand you this box personally. But with work schedules, kids, flash gigging like a fucking rock star, the coronavirus, and Adam so knee deep in blip we couldn't locate him, it just wasn't possible to do anytime soon. We know you've had a rough time lately, my mum passing, and wanted to do something to put a smile back on your face. So in this box you'll find your own one-off diorama we have made by Steve Weber. Your courage and resilience after everything you've been through has inspired us, each and every one of us. And as you go forward through your next battle, know that we will always be there for you. You truly are a legend. Stay strong, brother. The boys from the back chat. Yeah, no, that's... Sorry, I'm almost in tears now. as you can imagine, that was quite emotional. And then I had to start opening this bad boy that I've got adorned with my Hot Toys Joker at the moment. So yeah, there's a special plaque on the side. If you go back to my other review of this, you'll see. And there's yeah, it's emotional every time I look at it. It's a dope piece made by Steve Webber. He also had a hand in it from IC Customs, and his work is just superlative. Is that the right way to say that? It's just brilliant, eh? And I ended up with this magnificent piece. Two big gargoyles sit either end, but I'm thinking of having it high up, so I'm not too sure if the gargoyles will stay where they're supposed to stay, because they got quite a precarious perch. So we're looking into that, maybe putting a magnet in the back of the gargoyle Steve and a magnet in the actual, what's the name, just to lock the back to the dyer. I'll show you my handiwork afterwards. I won't destroy the diorama. The lights come on. I would get up and show you, but I'm having bad back day today, so moving around is not really an issue. Not really an issue, is an issue, but yeah, trust me, the lights come on, okay? I've just said, the lights come on.
Yes, indeed, the lights come on.
No,
So, I think that brings that little segment to a close, but you didn't ask for subscribers. I mean, we've been doing this for months now, and you don't even ask
my
for
bad,
subscribers.
my bad. If you like my little diorama introduction, if you want closer detail, by the way, look at my other videos. There is one of the actual diorama. Please hit subscribe and like. Please come back and visit. Leave some questions about the hobby. These are quarter scale. We actually collect 1/6 scale, but these are my grail pieces, so I'll put them on the diorama while we do this sit and talk format.
Ah, yes, yeah, we did one shoot the other day,
Yeah, of
where you got two of them next to each other, two of the Batmen next
Yeah.
to each other, and then you can actually see the difference in the size
Yes.
from quarter scale to
Yes.
1/6 scale.
Yeah, that's perfect actually to look at.
Yeah. So,
I
but
must-
this one here is big. So I mean, the box is monstrous. It's
Yeah.
like the size of 3 normal size figures. It's
No,
enormous.
it's massive.
Yeah, it's
Massive.
enormous.
So with that said, please hit subscribe and like. Looney Tunes in the background there, that's Grantus. Best mate type move. I wouldn't go further than that. So with that said, I'll say, figure this, figure that, the Don's Figure Chat. Rock on.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Figure this, figure that. The Don's Hobby Chat.
How's it all, my fellow collectors from the 1/6 collecting groups? Hello to hopefully the new subscribers after watching our first episode, and maybe even new hobbyists that see what I'm displaying here and maybe want to capture this for themselves, maybe as a single piece, maybe as a collection, who knows. So yeah, if we can start moving in, Grantus, on to Enter Batman, and let's just look at them. So these are two pieces. You'll see the one has a custom cape. I've added extra pieces from Hot Toys quarter scale figures to these, just to build them and make them look better. So that's also what I'm hoping to achieve through this, through these episodes, is where to start, where to even begin to start collecting, where to look, what to look for, the various makes, why this is so expensive, why this isn't. Boxing, unboxing, how to watch for scammers. I hope to impart all of my passion for this hobby into these videos so that we can get some new hobbyists, some new collectors. Because you'll see, although my whole channel does pertain to figures, I've got some other collections as well. I'm a bit of a collection head. So I've got the 2 Interbay Batman in there, one with the plain head sculpt, one cowled. He has a couple of custom pieces, so to speak, although they're not custom, they're hot toys, but they're custom to him, which would be the harness and the balaclava. It comes from another figure by Hot Toys, and as I say, these are the Interbay. They have some beautiful quarter scale stuff, Interbay. My whole dream was to get a Joker to match my beast, the Interbay quarter scale, with a cowl. But it just so happens, if we move along, Grantus, we come to these 2 Buttes. We'll come back to Brucey, but for now it's these 2. This is by far my grail piece, by far. It's the Hot Toys quarter scale QS001 Dark Knight Rises Batman quarter scale action figure. Now, I don't think I explained with the Interbay Batman, these figures are reposable. You can recreate any pose from the movie, so any pose. Well, the Batman, the suits are quite restrictive, but the likes of the Joker, which is a new addition to the quarter scale line to go with their Batman Begins quarter scale figure. Yeah, no, this is just, it's a grail, man. It's just such a beautiful piece, and there's so many different accessories, attachments. This one actually can also change and put a backpack with the Sona head and make him like he was in The Dark Knight. So he's 2 movies in one. He comes with an awesome diorama stand, as you'll see just now. He's got a custom cape on at the moment, because I don't know why, but Hot Toys can never seem to do a Batman cape right. Superman they nail. Anyone with a cape they nail. Zod. General Zod. But come to Superman and they just, so you end up buying custom capes, and luckily enough, in the groups, which I'll explain what the groups are later on in the videos, in the groups, that there is custom guys that you can get stuff from, because they are collectors themselves and know the problems we all face. So yeah, it's very helpful. The groups are an extremely helpful tool if you want to start collecting, along with YouTube, because most figures you'll find will have a review on YouTube. You just have to find someone that you know is reputable and is good. So I hope to become one of those, by the way. So hit subscribe and like, please, as soon as you can.
Yes, please.
There will be other parts of the video that you can watch as well. That's just a bit different from a normal figure review channel. So now I was talking about my Hot Toys Joker. This is him. This is him. Look at the detail there, Grant. He's even got the rack to put the grenades, if I can call it a rack, in his jacket. Beautiful, eh? With a gold chain, his watch chain. He's fully suited and booted. This is all real material clothes, folks. Collectors.
Oh,
Feast your eyes.
Makeup,
this is the normal version. You get the deluxe version that comes with the extra head sculpt, and it's got a different paint app. I was thinking, get this one and then pick up the head sculpt at a further date when a KO comes out, which is a knockoff.
Yeah.
But for now, I've got my Hot Toys newest release Joker with my Hot Toys older release Batman. Do you want to see Bruce Wayne before we move on to the 1/6 scale?
Yeah. I'm just finishing up on his bottom of his feet there quick.
So you'll see the figures are all in different poses. That again is it's an art form. I don't claim to be anywhere near as good as some of the greats. My best two is a guy called Clipper King. You'll find his YouTube videos. Still very, they pertain to every single figure today. Even though he stopped doing it a while ago. His tips and hints and his poses, many a collector has got a Clipper King pose in his collection. He's just that good. Dean Knight, he also has a YouTube channel, also a Batman aficionado. He also fantastic poses, full of information about the figures. Yeah, two good, Clipper King and Dean Knight. If you move along here, Grant, you'll see now we're going into the 1/6 scale figures.
Shall I just do a quick scan over? Or
Yeah, if you want to have a look at Star-Lord quickly.
Yeah.
There he is there.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just work my way towards him.
Excuse the lighting, we're using a torch.
Oh, word, he looks like he's flying.
Because the lighting we've got shows up in the mirror.
He does look like he's flying.
Beautiful piece there. This is the first Star-Lord, the first Hot Toys Star-Lord from the first movie. And I remember reading at the time, over Christmas, he was the most bought toy, the most bought present.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on that, I know he's on a Justice League thing, or on the Superman.
Yeah, he's on Superman stand. If you go over to the right, there is Superman.
Oh.
In person. On a Steve Weber diorama. This diorama, well, I got it for Joker, bank robber, but there's various figures you can pose on it. At the moment, I've got Superman. You can't really see the diorama right now. It's got the fire hydrant. Gotham City plate there. So, yeah, the don't walk, you can turn that on or off.
Yeah.
Steve Weber, IC Customs. How's it, Steve? Steve. And that is Superman in all his glory with the new chrome suit underneath the almost cotton-like fabric. Although it's not cotton and it doesn't even feel like, but you know, the see-through aspect
sorry
of it.
about that, guys. I'll just get my...
Okay, well, let's come down. Let's go back into decent man's pose for the arms. Let's start with the two new ones, Private Ryan. We'll just have a brief run over. So it's my two new figures, Tom Hanks, Edward Burns. You'll see the poster in my introduction. I hope to get the other two figures and build like a one-off diorama with the help of IC Customs into a display on its own. I think it'll look dope.
Yeah.
So we'll just give it a one over. We'll do each figure in detail. Later on in the episode, you'll see I'll actually go in and do one figure at a time. But not a review, it's more to say why I've got it, what I think is great about it, and why you should have it. There we go over to General Maximus. This is made by a company called ACI. Also 1/6 scale figure. 1/6 Roman General, I think it goes under. I was lucky to get two of these fully boxed figures, not the outfits, not just the kit form. But I put a custom head sculpt on, I put two custom armbands on him to depict real fur. He's got die-cast swords. This is the better one of the two that I've got. The body still holds firm. You can pick them up at a decent price if you're patient. You just got to wait for them to come out. Because to build them is a pain in the old proverbial. They come with little rubber grommets that you got to attach through this hole and that hole. It becomes easier just to pose the things on him. Now you'll see we went into quite some detail on these three at the top. We can't really do that on the bottom ones as they're in situ in the display cabinet, but we'll give you a quick run over of them. So we'll come down to the quarter scale, the 1/6 scale Robocops.
Sorry.
Battle damaged on the left, Alex Murphy in the right, and die-cast Robo
Should
On
I
the
just do a
right-hand
left
side.
and right across them? Just to
Yes,
give a
yes,
little
let
bit
them
of a
see
pan?
them, because we'll do more intro shots
Okay.
and explain more about why this has got that, and because you do a lot of swapping on these two.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll explain all that and how difficult it is to get an Alex Murphy in this country at a good price, because some of the guys just ask astronomical prices, man. Astronomical.
But they do look beautiful.
They do, eh?
They
They
all look-
do. We'll do the bottom two. So just
Right.
give them a show, but we don't have to do that now. We can move them around a bit so they can get a proper look. Let's rather go over here.
Do you mind if? Sorry.
We can see the Joker, Bank Robber Joker, and the Toy Fair exclusive Jim Gordon SWAT figure from the Dark Knight Rises. I did have the DX11, which all the collectors in the group know. That's the figure to have, but since I had the quarter scale Joker purple coat version, I thought, you know, give or take. Yeah, so this is the two I've got from the Dark Knight Rises. Well, two in this shelf. The Joker is one of the best I've had. I've had this Joker a couple of times. There's no staining on the shirt, the body's sweet. Yeah, no, good, dope piece. Two head sculpts, lots of accessories, and on the next stream is the Jim Gordon SWAT figure, Hot Toys. I added the SWAT jacket and the helmet that actually fits, but we'll go more into that when we do the look at the figure in the booth. We'll do all of that. And just before I forget, a new one I've just got is Alita. I don't know if you can see her.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's very nice, eh? Very nice.
There's so much reflection.
And they made a mold, to just for her body. The amount of moving parts in her is amazing. I'll swap out the pose soon. I'll put the outfit on and give her the sword. But magnificent piece, really is. Now that base was also issued with the Captain America Civil War battling version. You got a normal version with a normal stand, and you got the deluxe version with that base. So they've used that base again with her.
Okay.
Okay, and last but not least is the creme de la creme Batfleck, a Batman Begins, Hot Toys, and the purple coat Joker from Suicide Squad. That bat at the back, Batfleck, has just won me over. He's won my heart. He's taken over from Christian Bale as the best Batman ever. He's such a fantastic piece. I'll go into more detail about why I can't hold him in that piece for too long. But yeah, this is all things I hope to cover for the newbies. And I know the other collectors, they love to help, so they'll be chipping in with comments on how to help and how to do certain things. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out, leave them in the comment section, and I promise you I'll get them answered for you. Come hell or high water.
Are we going to
Hell
go
or
down
high
to the
water.
bottom? Do you want me to sit down or do the bottom shelf?
Oh, you can if you want me to
Yeah.
take over until you get down.
Let me just have a seat.
Excuse the camera work, gents.
Yeah. Oh no, man! I can see my jeans and things.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm sure people understand when you're at this.
Try and get
Okay, this is my little Marvel collection I've got. Captain America, Age of Ultron. Iron Man, Mark 45, die-cast. And the Winter Soldier from Captain America Winter Soldier. All dope pieces. I think that Captain America and the Civil War one will be the last cowled Captain America we'll see in a movie. Because now he's without cowl now in the new movies, Endgame, Infinity War. Which I don't know, I think I prefer the cowl version. I'm not a big fan of the boots. I prefer the Civil War boots. There's a band that goes underneath that can snap quite easily. That's another episode when we do him. I love the sleek, sexy feel of the new Iron Man figures. The way they streamlined the suit. You know, it almost looks like a sports car. Compared to what I'll do is I'll put the Mark III next to him, and you'll see the difference in sleekness and curvy lines from the first Iron Man suit to some of these later ones. Beautiful piece, eh, Grant?
Yeah, stunning, stunning.
Got light up functions in the hands. You can see the pulses. You can see the eyes light up.
But I love this
Yeah.
Winter
The only
Soldier.
sad thing with this figure is he's got a lot of problems with his pleather, the pleather outfit. It deteriorates sadly quite quickly.
Okay.
I've added the shield. That's custom. He doesn't come with the shield. But yeah, also Grant, he's got two head sculpts, this one, and he's got the unmasked one. But a real excellent figure, really. I like my little Marvel shelf I like there. But I'm a DC man at heart. DC man at heart.
Oh, let's come across
Come
here
across
and see
now.
what bats can do.
And we've got, I must confess, Grant posed the Bane on the
Hey, look at that for my first pose.
I'll let him play a
My
bit.
first pose. That
Those
Bane
are-
on the left is mean.
Two Kit Bash figures. I'll explain what Kit Bash is as we go along in the episodes. But yeah, they're not from a recognized 1/6 manufacturer, so to say, like a boxed figure. You buy the outfit tailored for a specific body, then you get the body, which is a Fission M35. If you look those up, Fission M35 1/6 scale figure, body. If you look at it on eBay or anywhere else, you'll come across. It's got a stainless steel armature and a fleshy outside. And Grant now has been looking at the DX12 from the Dark Knight Rises. Now that's the one I was speaking about when I was talking about my Hot Toys quarter scale Batman just previously, as we started the video. That's the same one in 1/6 scale. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Also interchangeable face plates, hands, attachments, yeah. And you can bend him to fit on the back pod, but it's a risky business. And here's Grant on his posed Bane, which I must admit, he did quite well for his
He looks
first
buff, man. He looks buff. He looks
Does look
mean. Eh? Look at the bend in the head and the curve in the wrists and the
the curve of the
bent
wrist
elbow.
was me there.
yeah. Okay.
Bent
okay,
elbow, me.
Yeah, I can't take credit for all of that.
No,
but it looks fun.
I just got jealous there because she was stealing my
Let me
thunder.
try and get a little bit of an artistic thing here. Out of focus Batman with a mean looking Bane. Oh, my word.
No, don't go there. And also I've got a helmet in the back there that you get on eBay. Can you see that, Grant, from where you are?
Sorry.
The helmet that Bane's got in his hand.
No, I can't actually, but
It's
let me
still
get around.
unpainted. I'm still sanding it.
Oh, there we go. Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
I'm still
Oh, it's
sanding
bank
it into
robber.
shape. Yeah,
Yeah.
for the stock exchange.
I think when you do the individual figures, you'll be able to see all of
Yeah,
this
and
detail.
plus it fits him.
But, oh, is it?
Yeah, it actually fits him.
Oh, that's groovy.
Okay, well let's have a quick look at Tombstone, White Earp.
Oh, okay. Shall I
Ram-
jump up quick?
Jump up. Do you want me to hold the camera?
No. Oh, you can take it.
Yeah, I think it's easier than the people being thrown around the room with you getting up and down.
I think I just did a little bit of plumbers.
Did you?
Oh,
Have an
man.
accident, did you?
I've lost so much weight that I get plumbers.
Right, let's close this up. Did we speak about Purple Coat Joker?
I don't think you spoke about him, but we're going to
Oh,
have individual
he's
reviews.
a dope
though.
figure. He's got quite a few little custom touches as well.
Yeah, he does.
So we'll cover him.
He
We will
does.
cover him. For now, just have a sneaky view. This is my pose of him.
And all the little accessories are so cool. Though.
Yeah, a lot of this is added by El Vasquero, which is me. The mask of Wade Poole.
The mask
Right, so we'll close that quickly.
Wade Wilson.
We'll close that.
We actually do have Deadpool as well. Oh, we got so many figures there. Anyway,
Come into the corner,
Let's
said
have a look
the
over here.
spider to the fly. I'll bite your head off and kill you and hack you up till you die. That's what the spider said to the fly in Yeovil, Johannesburg. Right, so we've got the Neca Batman. I got this after watching Dean Knight's videos on YouTube. He was on about changing, you can change the cowl for an Entebbe cowl. So I was going to do that, but I was scared to pull it off because it's attached quite firmly. I sent him a message asking him how, but Dean, you never answered me, pal. You never answered me, so I couldn't do it. You get this.
hello.
You get this to do the action poses that you can never do with your Entebbe quarter scale. Because the suit restricts it, where with this it's just a hard PVC and you can get some really nice fighting poses out of him. I've got him on Deadpool's base at the moment while he's standing there.
Okay.
Next to him is the new 3-0 Rambo 3 I think is it? Or 2?
Yeah, Rambo 3.
Rambo 3?
Rambo 3.
Where he fights the whole Russian army, is that the one? Hind helicopters and all.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He also comes with.
I think it's the bullet with the gunpowder in the wound and all that stuff.
He comes with the RPG-7
Desert
as well.
Warrior.
Bazooka. He comes with a bazooka as well.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, it's in his box.
Okay.
But they've just made this, and again, like Alita 3-0 have made this new body. So we're hoping they take us to First Blood 1 and do that one again, or maybe even the follow-ups, all the Rambos, you know, because once you got the body and the head sculpt, the rest is relatively easy, I would say. So we're hoping 3-0, if you ever subscribe to my channel, the Don, figure this, figure that, look me up and I'll have you killed.
No, man.
Slowly.
Okay,
Very
let's
slowly.
go over.
Over to the left, we have, it's called, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Iname. Iname
Oh
is,
my word, that
I
could be a
think-
bad slip, buddy. That could be a bad slip.
Iname is, I think it's custom. I'm not too sure, but it's just such a beautiful piece. The head sculpt is spot on. The clothing, the attention to detail I've gone to on the clothing. The buttons are all magnetized, so there's no messing around. It's all top quality goods. Top quality shit, as they say in the game. Yeah, I added the 3-barrel Resident Evil shotgun. I took a liberty. And I added the die-cast handgun, the Colt 45. I've just received some custom weapons that he's going to be holding. So yeah, watch this space. He's going to be holding them real soon as they arrive. And that's my collection. Although I do have a cabinet behind me with my interchangeables in, and I still have some in the boxes. So yeah, I'm going to be changing things up as we go along. For now, this is my collection display. And again, I hope you join us on this journey.
Oh, isn't there Celine Kyle?
Yes, down at the bottom there.
Oh, is there?
But let me just finish that. I hope you join us on this journey. Subscribe and like. Watch the following videos as we post them. And yeah, that's about it for now, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you want me
That
to
would
do the
be-
Celine Kyle, or are you done?
You can
Just do one quick scan over
you
them.
can indeed. I can even torch them for you,
Yeah, torch them for me.
because the light that we've got seems to pick up on the mirrors. So we've got a standing light.
Yeah, you may as well do the whole thing. That's only right.
That's a backdrop I was given as a gift from Dean Gladwell and Kevin Clarkson from Backdrops and Bases. It's to go with my other gift that the guys in the back chat bought me, which you'll be seeing real soon. it goes with that. It's the whole Gotham rooftop scene. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Again, all done. All my pieces are done by IC Customs. Steve Webber, the man. Although Brett Little from Batastic Customs, some of his custom work, well, all of his custom work on
Sorry,
figures
give it a little bit of light there. Sorry, buddy.
is just surreal. He's that good. The weathered Roman general. I think I've got a photo, Grant, in my gallery. I'll
Okay.
dig it out for you and show you Brett's work.
Okay.
So for those 1/6 collectors out there that need some customizing on their figures, weathering, battle damage, whatever, Batastic Customs. But you'll only get them in the groups.
It's a nice little display there.
Yeah, it
Really
is.
nice.
I can't wait to get the 89 Batmobile and the Tumbler out on display as well.
Yes.
Because that's going, oh, epic! But my vehicles is another day, another $1.
Cool.
For
Okay.
now, we're going to say peace out. Hope you enjoyed what we've done so far with the video. Please help yourselves, look around, my casa, your casa.
Sukasa.
And
Mi casa, su
and
casa.
Sue's casa. And,
Okay, groovy. Okay, groovy.
Yeah,
See you
we'll
later.
get there.
Ta-da.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Figure this, figure that. The Don's Figure Chat. Welcome all my 1/6er mates from the groups or just from Facebook in general. Welcome to all the new hobbyists and hopefully new subscribers that I'm talking to again today. Today I do my Grail piece. I'll explain why I've got the DX12 1/6 scale Batman next to my quarter scale as we go along. But for now, have a look at all the glory that is the quarter scale Batman. There's his backpack, sticky bomb guns are attached to the belt. This is the Sona head sculpt, so the eyes light up. You can't really see it on this, but the eyes light up. Look at the armor, man. Look at the armor. Clip-on utilities for his utility belt. The suit does hinder posing, but hey, you can forgive that. I mean, I've got him posed out the standing with a bent knee, and he still looks dope. So yeah, this for me was a Grail piece. He is just fantastic. I always wanted the Enterbay Joker, purple coat Joker, and this Batman. Because I mean, he's just perfect in every way. Look at that. Awesome, man. The bat. Yeah, he comes with a backpack, as I said, the Sona backpack that he just clips onto where his cape usually goes. All in all, with all the accessories and that, you fall in love instantly. He comes in like an oversized DX box. Older collectors will know what the DX series was. Okay, but now this is the DX12, the 1/6 scale version of this quarter scale figure. So you get this one for the Dark Knight Rises, the DX12. And then for the Dark Knight, you get the DX02, which has got the light up eyes and the Sona pack. So they incorporated 2 Batman in this 1/4 scale. Pretty dope, eh? So yeah, you'll see if you look at my other videos, he's got the cape on. But today, he's got the Sona head sculpt on with the light up eyes and the Sona pack. To be honest, I've never left him in a how can I say, it's not a museum pose because he's got a bent knee, and I don't want to put too much strain on the suit that it stretches, or the knee joint itself that it becomes stiff. So sooner or later, I'll give it a month or so, maybe even sooner, I'll change him up out that pose. But yeah, for now, this is who he is. The Dark Knight. Check that armor, man. Look at the detail. Come on, you can't help but be impressed. I watched a review on this figure when I first knew I was getting him. And they talked about, I don't know if you can see it because I've pushed his belt up, but there's a depression in the stomach area there. And if the belt rides low, it does look kind of unsightly. So I wish there was a mod or an easy way to fix that. But I'm sure since it's quarter scale, it won't be easy. I've never attempted to open up a suit like this. But nice, eh? How dope is that? How dope is that? The creme de la creme of my collection. So now if you see, I mean, when I first got this figure, I was in love. This DX12. I mean, that's a dope piece as well. Look at the detail, and that's 1/6 scale. Okay, the utility belt comes like that, except the grapple gun comes off. But the utilities on the they all come on the belt. So yeah, it comes with a cape. At the moment, he's got a custom cape on, a Jackson New custom cape. Hot Toys just don't do Batman capes very well. Don't do them justice at all. So look at the detail on that, and then imagine it on a quarter scale, and that's exactly what you've got. It's just perfection. There you can see that dent in the stomach. Can you see it? Just above the bat signal in his belt. So you have to take that into account if you're going to get this figure, because it can look unsightly, but you just pose him out of it. You pose him out of looking unsightly, you know? That's the name of the game. Okay, well, let's go over his accessories. He comes with the rather large EMP gun, which is dope. It lights up like the 1/6 scale one. There's his hands, very easy, interchangeable. The pegs are super big. The holes are big, so they are super easy. 2 extra pegs with, I can't remember what he calls those mines. Yeah, one of his grenades and 2 darts or grappling hooks for his grappling gun. That there's an accessory to change the eyes and to push the faceplate out of the normal cowl, not the sonar one, this one, the one with the scared looking eyes. It's not me! It's not me, it looks like Lego Batman, doesn't he? That Batman from the Lego movie. Okay, well, that's the extra cowl you get, all magnetic, goes on the magnetic neck post, so dope. Die-cast batarangs, that's the clips for his normal cape, but I've got a custom cape. I've actually got a few. That's the collar you use for that head sculpt, when you're putting that head sculpt on. Christian Bale, I don't know, what do you think? I think they've nailed it. That's Christian Bale, definitely. Excuse me, my camera work's not the best. There's the face plates that are interchangeable on the cowls. Sorry, I thought I'd positioned them lacquer to see, nice to see, but I haven't. And that there, if you go back and look at some of my other segments, that's the Jackson Jew custom cape. I've also got, I was very lucky, Tony May, I contacted him, and he's, I think it's his wife Crystal. She said she still had one in stock. I just tried my luck, and she said, I've got one in stock, if you want it, you can, and I took it. So I've got like a Lucky Unreal Customs cape for this, by Lucky Chandra. I've got a Tony May, done by Crystal May, and I've got the Jackson U. So yeah, there's the Bane mask at the back, Joker, the Scarecrow, his extra cowl. If you look at the base, it's from when Rachel gets killed when she gets blown up. That's him standing in the wreckage. You can pose him looking like that, on bended knee, looking down, you know. Makes quite dope pose. But I agree with all other collectors, the base, you must just be careful of. To get standing poses, very difficult because of where the rocks are placed. I think they should have given us a space where we could actually stand the figure, you know, maybe even rocks that come away, magnetic rocks. So yeah, there's the obligatory instructions, which I find invaluable every time I get a figure, especially one like this. It's best to read up. so you can see what's what. The steel girder at the back, that pulls out, so it's up to you if you want to use it. There's also a little piece of steel girder you can use. I use it to stand the one Batman's foot on, so you can stand higher and you don't have to fold the knee as expansively, you know. I see the head sculpts in the picture there, so yeah, so all in all, I mean, you can't complain. I explained about the neck collar. There's his grappling gun with a hook that hangs onto his belt. He's just a magnificent piece, man. There's his box. That's the box. I mean, even the box is super dope. Excuse my kitchen, gents. Excuse my kitchen. Yeah, I was so happy when this came, eh? I was so happy. And it comes in the shipper, obviously. Let's show you some more quarter scale Grail. Whoop, 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 whoop. Batman, dude. Batman. Dude, why do you never smile, Batman? So yeah, I've loved every minute of owning this piece. This for me was the crowning glory, getting this Batman and that Joker. I would love an Interbay Joker to go with my Beast of Gotham, the Interbay quarter scale Joker, Batman. But alas, they're way out of my price range. So I'll have to stick with the Hot Toys Joker, which is really, really nice as well. I just wish they put more of an expression on the head sculpt, on the face. Even with the second head sculpt that comes with the exclusive, all they do is they only half paint the face. That's the only change. There's no other change. You'd think it would come head or something, you know? Like some of the collectors do. They have customizers do it for them, or some of them do it themselves. Again, it's standing on the Unreal Customs, Steve Weber. Oh man, I did it again. Sorry, Steve. IC Customs, Steve Weber. Did my beautiful diorama here. I've got quite a few of his work, his art. So yeah, contact Steve. Well, you'll see him in the groups. He posts regularly about new dios that can be ordered, or new dios that can be pre-ordered and made to spec. He's really, really good, eh? But you'll find in the groups, if you do enter, if you do become serious collectors, almost to say, yeah, there's some beautiful people in there who do beautiful work, eh? Obviously, the more beautiful, the more you pay. But yeah, okay. I think that's about all. I've pushed my luck with this figure because I just love him so. I would even love to pose him in the cape and show him out of the box. I'll see what my producer says. He's in the lounge at the moment. But yeah, super nice, eh? There's the Sona pack. Can you imagine if Ben Choi or someone did a custom quarter scale cowl for us? Hey Ben, could you? Very, very nice, Peter. That's South African saying. But with that, I think I've hogged enough time with my Grail figure. He'll have to go back in his cabinet. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit subscribe and like. Join us on this journey. By now you've watched a couple of the other videos and you know what the journey is going to be about. By then, hopefully, proper gimbals and proper cameras are in use to tickleate your fancy, as they say, with figures and chat. So please hit subscribe and like. Come on a journey with us. I'm telling you, I promise you, you'll have a laugh at some of the antiques and the banter. So that's me with the Batman from Dark Knight Rises, the Hot Toys quarter scale and the Hot Toys 1/6 scale. With that, I'll say figure this, figure that. Peace out. The Don.